Hey guys, today's video is going to be about how to break an opponent down when they're in a very tight and very defensive turtle. These concepts come from wrestling. Just remember though, Jiu Jitsu beats Jiu Jitsu. These are just some concepts that I like from wrestling.
So we've all been in this situation where our partner is turtling and nothing's happening, and it can be very difficult to put the hooks in and be offensive. If this guy really wants to be only defensive, it's really hard to attack. Now, you can get away with that in jiu-jitsu, in a fight, street fight, cage fight, can't happen, you'll get your head punched in, but what we're looking to do here, right, it's hard to get the hooks in, it's hard to maybe get the collar. This is, again, from wrestling. I learned it as the barbed wire breakdown. It went right to a pinning combination, but if I can reach under the guy's face, it's not on his neck, so he's maybe not super worried about it, and I'm gonna cup his tricep close to the elbow. Now from here, I'm going to pull it to me tight, and I'm going to reach this hand through to the other side. What you want to do from there is try to just cover your hands. I'm going to pull them in as tight as I can. I'm heavy with my chest pressure. I'm going to pull the elbows in, and a lot of times I'm going to step up, and I'm going to hip them down. So this is just changing the scenery. I can't really attack him if he's just sitting there and turtle all tight. So from the other side, again, I'm going to reach across, cupping his tricep. Again, this isn't choking him or doing anything. It might be annoying, but he's maybe not too worried about it. From here, I have a good base of support, heavy with my chest. I'm going to reach under, grabbing the tricep again. And then from here, what I usually do is I switch my knees. I'm going to step up to the hip, and I'm going to bump him down. From here, a lot of times I'm able to catch the head and the arm at the same time, kind of flatten him out, make him uncomfortable. Now I'm in side control. I can start working some different stuff. The next one I like to do, again, I'm always looking for the choke. I'm looking for a way in. Again, if he's just sitting here, I want to change the scenery. I feel very comfortable in side control. That's where I'm going to go. From this one here, I'm going to reach back and I'm going to grab his ankle. I'm going to reach deep, grabbing his knee as close to the ground as I can. I'm going to use my chest like a bulldozer. I'm going to suck the knees to my chest. I'm going to drive hard. From here, I can just clear the knee. Other times, if this guy tries to pull guard, as I'm doing this, I'll hop around to the other side. Okay, but I want to be pretty mean with this one. It's not mean, it's not going to hurt the guy, but I need to be kind of a bully with my chest. So again, I'll reach back, catching his ankle. With this backhand, I'm going to reach deep, chest on his rib cage. I'm going to suck the knees tight here, heavy on the legs again. I can pass to either side. So one thing I want to keep in mind too, that when this guy is in this position, is I don't want him to be super comfortable. If I just sit in the same place, keeping the same pressure on him, and I'm looking for the same thing, usually the collar, he just feels comfortable. So I always want to try to make sure that this guy doesn't feel too safe. I want to keep him off balance. That's going to create my openings. It's really hard to go from just kind of one pressure to a big move all of a sudden. So just like everything in jiu-jitsu, I want to kind of push-pull, feel where my weight is. So one thing I like to do a lot is getting really low here, my kind of armpit on the ribs, and I want to just kind of try to push into the guy. I'm pushing my hip into his hip. From here, all I'm going to do is I'm going to block this elbow here, and I'm going to pull his hip. So I'm pushing into him, I'm bullying him, I'm looking for his collar. I'm going to block the elbow, I'm pushing in with my hip, and then I'm going to move my hip back, and I'm going to pull. If you do a good job bumping into him, he's going to be resisting back here. From this position, again, I'm really putting a lot of hip pressure in. I'm trying to stay low, not committing my hand to getting rolled here, and I'm going to pull back. The last one I'm going to show is a little bit more complicated. It's a great move. I'm going to show it loading my opponent to one side and then coming back the other, if I'm able to reach under and clasp my hands. So from this position, I'm going to clasp my hands. This is kind of off what's called a gut wrench in Olympic wrestling. I want to squeeze tight, and I want to try to circle the head, driving my shoulder to his shoulder. So this makes him uncomfortable. I'm trying to tuck this arm under. He's of course going to resist that, trying to keep his shoulder square, but I'm going to be coming around the corner, getting heavy with my hips, kind of squeezing on his ribs. Once I get all his weight going that way, I'm going to dive over, putting my knee in the hole. From here I can put my hook in, got him, start working the choke. So I'm winding this guy up. If he's kind of a wuss and he goes this way already, that's great, but he probably won't, especially if he's being really defensive. So I'm just grabbing palm to palm underneath, trying to put my shoulder on his shoulder, heavy hips, and when I come over the top, this is really uncomfortable here, I'm going to put my knee in the hole here. That momentum's going to take me over the top. I'm going to open him up, put my hook in, and I got it.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Do me a favor, if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel, tell a friend, have fun training.